Hello world, how's it going? Another week, another update, and here we are at week 15, which just seems crazy. You might notice that I am a little bit pink, I would say at the moment, and the reason being is that I went to a festival this weekend. So I went down to Cheltenham to go to 2000 Trees Festival, which is like a bit of a rock metal festival. Had myself an awesome time, managed to show off my new hair. It was blazing sunshine, and that blazing sunshine caused me to get a bit sunburnt, but I was too eager to show off like my new hairline, and as a consequence of that, I've ended up with a little bit of pink on my face and a little bit of pink on my head, but nothing too severe. I did manage to slap some suntan lotion on and get out of the sun a little bit, but it was really hot. It was really warm, and yeah, as a consequence, I kind of burnt a bit. But I don't think there's any damage done, and I had a great time, so no complaints. This week, I'm having another bout of spots, so kind of bizarre. Like, I really didn't think that they'd be going on this long, but that to me is just another positive sign that I'm going to have another growth spurt come in, and I just can't believe that because already it's starting to really look thick to me at the moment. But we'll see what happens for in the next week, because no doubt this layer of spots that I have at the moment, although they're really irritating and slightly painful, I know that there's going to be something good come at the end of it, but no more spotting. But no more pop spotting, but no more spot popping for me, as I learned from the previous week's video. So if we give you a close-up now. So you can probably see that here's like quite a sore area. There's quite a big spot here. But this is probably also the thinnest area as well, along with this side here. And one of the things that I noticed while I was at the festival was under bright sunshine, you can still see that there's a difference between my normal hair and the transplanted hair. But I was just too eager to show it off. So again, I didn't really feel like I was conscious of it, so it didn't really bother me too much. But I definitely think that you can tell. This was the first weekend as well where I was actually having photos taken of me without a hat as well, which has been something that I've avoided for the last 15 weeks probably. Other than doing these videos on YouTube, of course, I have avoided any kind of photos with friends where I've not been wearing a hat. It just felt kind of liberating to get my hat off and just reveal my hairline a bit, I guess. I think it's all onwards and upwards from here, and I'm not really bothered what people think from now onwards, because I just think it looks great to me at the moment. So I guess it can only go better for the next 6 to 12 months, right? I'll show you my donor site now as well. All groovy there, nothing to complain about. No pain, no discomfort, nothing at all. Absolutely fine, even with the sunburn on the back of my neck as well. On to my favourite time of the week, which is question time from you guys. As I always say, if any of you guys have ever got any questions, feel free to post them in the comments section below. I'll always look to get back to everybody if you do have a question, and that will be on the following week's video. So again, this week, loads of comments from all of you guys just supporting me and the channel and what I'm doing. So thank you again. It really does reassure me that what I'm putting out into the world is of use to people. And it's quite surprising how much of a confidence boost that gives me as well. So little thank you to ZeoWorks, to Andrew Stokes, Michael James, Darren Maddox, The Chief, Muzahid, Rob. Thank you all for your support. It really means a lot to me. Now with that said, I don't actually think there's that many questions this week. Let's take a look. So Rob has a question this week, and Rob's question is that at the moment he's in week 8 of his procedure post-surgery, and he has a lot of fine, pale hairs on the recipient site. So Rob's asked and wondered if I went through the same as this, and will those hairs thicken up and eventually go darker as well? The answer to all of that is yes. When I first started, when the hairs first started coming through, they were so fine and so pale that the camera could hardly even pick them up, and it essentially looked like I was just quite bald on the front for weeks. And I probably wouldn't say that they began to thicken up and darken up until now. So you're looking at easily between 13 and 15 weeks before you start to see some real progress on the thickening and the darkening of that hair. But again, the hairs that come out of that dormancy phase are completely fresh. You know, you've shed a hair from that follicle. So the new hair that comes through has to form, it has to mature, it has to thicken up, and it has to darken up before it goes through into that kind of next phase of the growth cycle. So just stay strong and don't let it bother you too much. They will thicken up. And that's it for questions this week as well. So thank you all again so much for contributing. Like I said, if you've got a question, pop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. More than happy to help if it's related to elite hair transplant or just the journey that you're going to go through with your own hair transplant. Reach out to me, man. I'm more than happy to help you. You might also notice as well that I've also taken up my sides. So I've actually done my first ever attempted graded haircut. So I gave myself a number 2 on the back and the sides, graded it down to a 1, and then I left the hair on top as just a grade 3 because I still feel like that needs to maintain some length just to give the illusion of a little bit more thickness on top at the moment while this area does thicken up. But I think I've done okay. It's not too bad, and it's something that I want to keep on going with at the moment, just so that I can learn a bit of a new skill rather than just trimming my facial hair. I'd actually like to be able to learn to efficiently cut my own hair and save a bit of money in the process. That's all for this week, so thank you ever so much for tuning in. Next week will be week 16. I had to check that then, yeah, week 16. That's crazy. Until next week, take care everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.